doing another alternate fourth comparison here. This time I'm going to compare bronze tablets. I'm going to compare this alternate fourth bronze tablet to all of the bronze tablets. So we're going to start out with the fourth edition. There's the dot and the non-dot printing, although you can figure that one out. Okay, yeah, this is the dot. Okay. Dot printing is here, non-dot printing is here. So I'm going to start with the comparison versus the non-dot fourth edition. This copy has got a little bit of wear on it. I'll try to look past that. Now, this is very simple stuff here. Now, obviously, you can see the border here. You got lighter, more vivid colors here on the alternate fourth as usual. And down here, so you have more detail here on the bottom part here. I feel like I should take these out. Well, I don't want to take them out of sleeves. So we're just going to try to do a comparison we can here. Now, obviously, this card is very misaligned, but we've still got a lot to look at here. Now, this is a card that also has a lot of words on it. Look at the text here. You can see how also even the whiteness. Again, this card's played a bit, so that may have something to do with it. Alright, so that one was the non-dot, I believe. Yeah, so here's the black dot printing. Pretty similar. Also, let's do like a little dot to non-dot. Yeah, they're pretty hard to see the differences there. Maybe a little, yeah, there's little subtle differences here in the text and the shade of the artifact there, but it's not as nearly as much as the alternate fourth. Obviously, when compared, they look almost the same now. On that comparison. So again, there's not much to go with on this one. The art here is very simple, which actually that would be a good idea to illustrate the differences here. But mainly we just look at the colors, which actually, well, they're fairly similar. Although, as we can see here, there's a bit more detail in this one, as you would expect. And the background, the main thing is it seems it's more visible. Okay. Alright, let's move right along. Let's go to the... So that's the most similar. Let's also check the other 4th edition printings here. We've got... I don't have all of these yet. I'm still missing, I believe, the Chinese. I think this is Japanese. This one is definitely the Korean one. The Korean cards have pretty nice inking in general. Look at how much darker this is. Very dark. Actually, the Korean card in the background is very visible. Nice colors on that. It's a nice deep, dark artifact color. I like this. I like the Korean cards. Very detailed. You can see the rosettes a bit. You see no rosettes here, smooth. Okay. Let's do a little comparison here for the Japanese. See that the Japanese is a bit darker as well. I don't quite like the Japanese printing as much. Obviously, note in 1996, the Asian language 4th edition was printed in 1996. Alright, and then start taking a look at some of our Renaissance here. I'll look about the same, I think, give or take. I would say this one here is Italian, maybe? Yeah. The Italian, yeah, from my experience, the Italian does look a bit different than the other two. I'm going to use the German because I like it more. It has nice, super long text. Anyways, and also, that's a sweet word. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I wonder if there is a misprint there. Could be damage. That's something to find out for another day, though. Not nearly as dark as the Asian language. Oh yeah, I didn't really do this comparison here. Lighter, much lighter than darker on that. Let's actually do a comparison. We're gonna go back, compare to 4th edition here. Yeah, still about the same, a little darker colors on the Cardamondi printing. Let's take a look here at the French as well, just for a moment. I don't think there's much difference between the French and the German, other than whatever that damage or misprint or whatever it was inside there. Obviously different in the border. You can see, kind of like you can see the these 2 dots here. It's a little more vivid as well. Now to the original antiquities. It's way different, right? Yeah, I do like the marbling on original antiquities cards. So when we look at the text here, compare, it's a huge difference. And the art, very dark. I like also the art. Art's very clean. Good color on that. Nice and bright. You can actually see the edges a bit better on the original antiquities than I can even on the alternate 4th. Very interesting. Obviously difference from the printing, but not a lot of. Yeah. Anyways. So then let's do some more comparisons here. This is very unique. I don't think it's really much. If we look at the color here, compared to these, compared to these, and these, yeah, the browns here, very different. And then look at them all at once here. Really see what we're looking at here. The printings here are very different from each other. So I would say the main, I mean, really all these printings are a little different, right? From more, I think the least amount of differences would be between these guys, and let's also do a little comparison here between these Renaissances here, the French and the. I think these are really about the same. Yeah. So that's, yeah, these are really about as identical as they can be, but maybe a little bit different. I don't know. Honestly, even the Italian, there is a bit, maybe a bit of difference, maybe, but it's very subtle, very hard to tell. So the Renaissances are pretty similar, as one would expect. I do think that, though, I just feel like Korean cards just have a different ink saturation than most other cards, at least in my experience. So I wish I had the Chinese one to show you guys that, or some of the whiteboard ones. I don't have any of the foreign whiteboards. I don't think there's going to be much of a difference when it comes to the printing quality, but maybe. I hope that's been a educational and interesting video. Hope you guys are having a good one.